Have you ever dreamed something so vivid that even hours after waking up, you can still smell it? Still feel it? That's how it started for me. Just a dream, at least that's what I thought. It was a Tuesday night. I remember because I stayed up too late scrolling through videos, watching horror clips I knew would mess with my sleep, but it didn't matter. I'd done it 100 times before. So I shut everything off around 1 a.m. and fell asleep on the couch. I was exhausted and didn't even bother turning off the TV. When I opened my eyes, I was still in the living room. Everything looked the same. The furniture, the dim light from the hallway, even the sound of the refrigerator humming faintly in the background. For a moment, I thought I'd just woken up in the middle of the night. Until I realized I couldn't remember falling asleep at all. Then I heard it. Someone called my name. Sarah. Soft, barely audible, but unmistakably real. Not like a voice on TV or in my head. It sounded close, too close. I looked around the room, but I was alone. My heart rate quickened, but I told myself it was just a leftover sound from the TV or maybe a dream fragment. I stood up and walked toward the hallway, peering into the shadows that stretched further than they should have. The light flickered, and everything felt colder, heavier, like the air itself had thickened. Then the voice came again. Sarah. Only this time it was coming from the bedroom. I stepped toward the door. It was slightly ajar, but the room beyond was pitch black. No shapes, no outlines, just darkness. I reached for the light switch, flicked it up, and nothing happened. I froze. My instincts told me not to go any further, but curiosity pushed me forward. Slowly, cautiously, I entered the room. The second I stepped inside, everything went black. Not just the room, everything. Like someone pulled the plug on my entire reality. And then, I woke up. Back on the couch, I sat up quickly, breathing hard, confused but relieved. Just a dream, I muttered. I stood up, headed to the kitchen, and reached for a glass of water. But when I turned the faucet, nothing came out. Not a single drop. I looked at the tap, tried it again, still nothing. That's when I noticed the fridge was silent. The lights weren't flickering anymore, they were completely off. And that creeping sensation returned. That strange, numbing chill in my spine. I looked back toward the hallway, and there I was, standing in the doorway. Same clothes, same face, but something was wrong with the eyes. They were darker, hollow, not angry, not sad, just empty. My double smiled. "You're still dreaming, Sarah," it said. Its voice was just like mine, but layered, like two voices slightly out of sync. I stumbled backward, hitting the counter behind me. I tried to shout, but no sound came out. I turned toward the front door and ran, but when I grabbed the doorknob, it crumbled in my hand like ash. Panic surged through me as I realized I had no way out. "You let me in, remember?" the thing said, now walking slowly toward me. "You said yes." And just before it could reach me, I woke up again. In my real bed. For real this time, or so I thought. It was morning. Sunlight poured in through the window, birds were chirping outside. The world looked bright and normal again. I exhaled in relief, sat up, and laughed at myself. What a nightmare. It had been a while since a dream felt that intense. I rubbed my face, stretched, and walked to the bathroom. And that's when I saw it. In the mirror. My reflection was there. Motionless. I tilted my head. It didn't follow. I raised my hand. It didn't move. It just stood there, smiling. Then it whispered, "You're still dreaming, Sarah." This was Whispers After Dark. Subscribe if your dreams don't always let you leave. Ready for the next story whenever you are.